Yeah, this is SP Performance and SP Sports Consultancy, SP, yeah. So today's topic, we're talking about mentality for football, part one, yeah. So we're going to go through different aspects we think you need to have that mental edge in football and increase your sports performance. So the first aspect I'm going to go through is task orientation. Now, task orientation, like there are two types of athletes. There's a task-oriented athlete and ego-oriented athlete. But we'll go mostly into task orientation part. When I mean task orientation, is having good habits, self-drive, willingness to always improve yourself, always trying to learn, yeah, not worried about what people think, always trying to learn, always trying to get feedback from your coaches on what you're doing wrong, taking constructive criticism and looking at it as a method to improve yourself. So a task-oriented athlete thinks about his team, thinks about improving himself, focuses on the objectives of the team, and focuses on his own individual objectives to develop himself as a player. So that's one of the biggest things you need to have in football, yeah? But an ego-oriented player too performs because there are some people, it drives them when people watch them. So it depends on what works for you, but I think being a task-oriented player is one of the best things you can have, like best attributes you can ever have as a player. So that shows that you're about the objectives of the team. So now the second thing I'm going to talk about is being proactive versus reactive. Now, being reactive is, let's say for example, you get rejected by a manager, or you sit on the bench. Are you going to sulk or do something about it? Yeah? So being proactive is, okay, say for example, I'm on the bench for the team. What is my method about being proactive? Okay, I'll go and meet the manager. Okay, why am I not playing? I really want to play. Yeah? What do I need to work on to improve on? You train better in training. You do the extra work. That's being proactive. Yeah? You get the right habits done in order for you to achieve what you want. But being reactive is like, oh, you know what? Sod this. I'm not playing. I'm not interested anymore. Or they're not playing me. I'm not going to come training anymore. That's being reactive. And you mostly get that at the lower level of football. You always get that at the lower level of football. But elite players always try to stay focused. Everybody has been on the bench. Jamie Vardy has been on the bench. Harry Kane has been on the bench. So nobody's too big to be on the bench. What do you do about it? When you get your chance, you take your chance and you do what you got to do to cement your shirt. You fight for your shirt. Now, grit. Yeah? Grit means guts, resilience, initiative, tenacity. And in one word, I'll boil that means being assertive. Are you assertive? When you get on that grass, do you do what it takes? Are you self-driven to win? Yeah? Do you push yourself 100%? Do you focus on what you need to focus? Are you fully in the zone? That's being assertive. Yeah? Being assertive is being competitive. Yeah? Being angry is not being assertive. Yeah? Being assertive is you being in the zone, you being focused. That's being assertive. You being competitive in the right way. That's being assertive. Now, the next thing is concentration. Are you in the zone? Yeah? Once you cross that green line, are you focused? If you make a mistake, can you bounce back? Can you be reactive? Can you react to that mistake quickly? Like say for example, you lose the ball, can you go and press and get that ball back? That's being in concentration. Can you do what it takes? If you make a mistake passing, do you focus on the next one? Or do you dwell on it? Don't dwell, you focus on it, you focus on the next one. Alex Ferguson said that when they used to lose games, Alex Ferguson used to say, you know what? We'll forget about today and we'll focus on the next one. That's the mentality you have to have. That's the work ethic you have to have. You can't be dwelling on the past. You have to learn to stay present. Being concentration means staying present with the task you're carrying out. That's the meaning of concentration. Especially in sports, you have to learn to stay present. So for example, yeah, am I concentrating on one detail, two details at the same time? Am I adaptable to any situation? So that's being concentrated. Then the last thing I'm going to talk about is don't compare yourself to any player. Now, a lot of young players do this. They compare themselves to their mates or their teammates or whoever. You can't be like everybody else. It's an insult to yourself, comparing yourself to someone else. Because if you're comparing yourself to someone else, that person is already winning. Do you understand that? That person is already winning. Always focus on what you're good at. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Because someone is good at 1v1, doesn't mean you're going to be good at 1v1. Yeah, because someone is good at scoring goals, doesn't mean you're going to be good at. You have to focus on doing your job for your position and focusing on your special attributes for your position. So for example, if you're good at, say you're a center midfielder, let's say for example, you're more of a box-to-box midfielder. You focus on the attributes of the box-to-box midfielder. Say, you can't be good at everything. This is a team sport. It's more about team cohesion. Yeah, patterns of play. You cannot be an individual player. Yeah, so for example, you can't, like Messi now, you can't be like Messi. Basically, you can't be like every player. They say, oh, can you be fast like Adama Traore? You cannot be fast like Adama Traore. Adama Traore is who Adama Traore is. You can't be as fast as Mo Salah. Mo Salah is who Mo Salah is. What you need to do is find out what you're good at. You can always make yourself better in aspects, but focus on what you're very, very good at in your skill set for your position. And that's what's going to always be your selling point. For example, David Beckham. David Beckham was good at crossing. David Beckham wasn't a 1v1 winger. He was good at crossing. Yeah, he had a good first touch and he had a lot of stamina, and he was a set piece king. So for example, you cannot be like every player. That's what people need to realize. You cannot be like every player. Don't compare yourself to any player. Focus on getting yourself better every day, and that also links to being task orientated. Because task orientation is focusing on your development, your own personal development. Don't focus on other players. Focus on your own development, and if you do the right things, you get your shit. SP, I'm out.